All right, welcome. And so the purpose of this video is just to introduce you to the second possible option for your final project, where you'll be using gganimate to kind of make a little animated graphic. And so you could find this .rmd file just on Sakai in the week 13 folder where you could usually find stuff. And so the first thing in here, once you get this up and going, you could go ahead and pause the video if you need a little time to download this. But the first thing in this document is a link to some code that we'll be running as a little example. And so if you open the link, you should get this animation that someone did that kind of shows how the gross domestic product of countries have changed in the last decade or two. And so you could see that year is going up here in the title, and so it's changing from year to year, and then you kind of see the top 10 different countries and kind of where they're ranked, and you could see them kind of move up and down and stuff like that. What you'll be doing if you choose this option as your final project is making a super similar graph to this, except instead of countries and gross domestic product, you'll be making the graph with professional sports teams and kind of how they're rated. And so there's a few different options for you to choose from. The National Football League, Major League Baseball, the NBA, National Basketball Association, and then the WNBA. And so that's kind of the basic premise for this final project, is learning this animation tool in the gganimate package to kind of make a little animated graph like this. And so before we kind of move on, we could just kind of think generally about what some advantages and disadvantages are in using animation in graphics. And so since today we're kind of doing things asynchronously, just take like, I don't know, just like 30 seconds, not very long, just to pause the video and see if you could think of some advantages of using animation and graphics like the example we just saw, and then see if you could think of some disadvantages. Okay, so your advantages might be different than the ones I think of course, but just what comes to my mind is the main advantage is that they're cool. I mean, we shouldn't really discount that people generally like looking at kind of cool animations like that, and so it kind of draws people attention in the way that a static graphic might not. Something else is that you could show more information. Since it's animating by time, that's kind of one extra variable that you're including that you wouldn't be able to include, at least in the same way, in a static graphic. And so I'm sure there's many more. Disadvantages, I think they can be overwhelming, I think, is one disadvantage. If you kind of have too much going on, that's a bad thing. And then another thing that at least I thought of is that they're a little bit harder to share. So, you know, it's not like the same as just taking a screenshot and sending it to someone. And so whether the output is a GIF output or a movie output, that's harder to share. The files are bigger. And so that could be a disadvantage in using this animation. Okay. So I'm going to let you go ahead and pause this video again and just follow through with this code. Make sure that you can install this gganimate package and get it to run. And then I wrote in here that I just took this code directly from that website we were just on. So none of it is mine, it's all theirs. And so it should all run. So go ahead and take a minute to do that and see if you could get this gganim.gif file as some output. Okay, so hopefully that all kind of worked. What you'll end up getting is a GIF file that you can open. Probably the easiest way to view it is to just open it in Google Chrome or another internet browser. And so what you'll be doing, like I mentioned before, if you choose this as your project, which I think is really cool, is you'll be looking at what's called these ELO ratings of teams in professional sports leagues. And so if you do this project, you'll read more about what these ratings actually are, but for now, we could just think of them as a metric for kind of how good these different teams are that takes into account things like how well they played recently, their strength of schedule, how much they're winning and losing, all that kind of stuff goes into these ELO rankings. And so you could look at, so 538, which is where our data is coming from. They do keep track of these ELO ratings, and so you could look at the NFL. It shows them on this left bar, and so you could kind of see how it's ranking the different teams. There's also links for the NBA and the MLB. 538 does not keep track of the WNBA, so that's why there's no link for them. So in case you're interested, you could kind of take a look at those first. And so the big issues in this project will kind of be prepping the data to get it in an appropriate format where you could use this animation plot, as well as learning the syntax that goes along with gganimate. Okay, that kind of covers our brief little introduction to gganimate, and let me know if you have any questions.